Hey folks, today we're talking about documents in Flowjo, and this is one of the larger topics, so we're going to break it up into several sections. In this one, I just want to talk about what a document is and how we can create and share documents, and then we'll get into the actual modification of them in later videos. So documents can be found under the Documents tab, and you can go in here, and in the middle column is your templates. Now templates are like the blueprint for a document, and then your document is based on that template. Similar if you use Microsoft Word or something like that. Your template gives it the structure, and then you've got multiple instances. So each client might have a travel inquiry, for example. And so when I click on the template, I can see the associated documents with it there. If I wanted to add a new template, I can do it from here and just give it a name, and I can also delete the document from there, and then once there's no documents left for a template, you can actually delete the template from there. Now, more likely you're going to access your documents from a different spot, and that's through the client, because when you get a new client, you'll set up the client first and then you'll create a document for them. So the way we would do that is more from, let's go back to the dashboard here, and I would go into my client, and here's the associated documents, and as I go into each of these, it'll take me into the respective document for that client. Now, if I was going to add a new document for this client, I just go into this add section, and it will ask me which template that I want to use, and normally we will start with a trip tracker template, and then from there we can actually create the other travel inquiry. But if you wanted to create a brand new template, you could do it here. So I could just give it a name, let's say checklist, and click on create, and that will give me a blank one. I'm not going to go into that now because that'll be a topic for a different video, but let's assume that we want to add an existing trip tracker. Then I'll go add trip tracker, and here's my blank one, and you can see it's already filled in the client for me because I was in that client. And then you'll start with filling in your details like that. Now, the only other thing I'm just going to point out here, and we'll cover this in a lot more detail, is I can modify this template just by clicking on the edit button or the design this page button up here on the right. And when I do that, you can see the screen goes into edit mode, and all these different tools that I can drag onto the page. So as you put things down like that, you'll see them appear on the page, and then when I go to preview mode, I've modified my template. Now, you can also do things like, if I click and move things around, you can delete things obviously off there, and there's a whole bunch of different tools that we'll get into, but just the basic ones tend to be the top 10 or so in this list here. So we'll come back to that one, but that's just to point out how you can actually get into the documents. Now, the other thing is, once you've got a document, you might want to share it with a team member or even share it with a client. So if it's a form that you want them to fill in, then sharing is found in the menu up here. And if I go into sharing, you can say I can invite Marsha, so that will create an email with a link to this document. I can go into a public link. Now, public is more if you're creating, let's say, a sign-up form or something like that, and you don't know who's going to, you just want to put a link on your website. You can create that one, copy it to your clipboard, or you can create a brand new document for a particular person. So I can change the recipient to someone else and say I want Thomas to create a brand new document using this template, or I can say I want Thomas to edit this one that I'm already in. And so they're your different type of sharing options, and depending on that, you can copy that to your clipboard or click on the invite button to send them an email. So that's how you share a document, and that's how you navigate your way around the different documents. And by the way, you can also get into a document through your Kanban board. So these are the different files or documents here, and as I click on it, it will take me into there as well. So that's all for this video, and we'll get into editing in further videos.